T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
From Nicholas Schroeder Field here in St. James, New York, T&D Sports Video Production presents the Orlin Cohen High School Lacrosse Game of the Week. Today it's the Northport Tigers visiting the Bulls of Smithtown East. Hi everyone and welcome to Nick Schroeder Field here in St. James for our Orlin Cohen T&D Sports Video High School Lacrosse Game of the Week. My name is Mike Trezza, joined by the aforementioned Nick Schroeder. And Nick, let's talk about this Northport team. They come in riding high. Recent wins over Ward Melville by 1 goal, and then Tuesday night a win over Comac.
Yeah, they've had wins over some very good teams, but they also lost to Connecticut by a goal, okay, which is very interesting because Smithtown East, with an improving offense, with a couple of changes that they've made, and I think that they could give them a run for their money a little bit. I think the key thing in lacrosse, I look at 3 statistics. I look at face-offs, ground balls, and the number of extra man plays you get. Those three things could be either team getting them, and I think we'll look out for that today.
You mentioned face-offs, Nick. That leads us perfectly into our spotlight player. You see him on your screen for Northport. Is the face-off guy, that's number 22, Dylan Baumgarth.
Yeah, he's outstanding. He's one of the leading scorers in the county. He's a great face-off guy. He's not just a guy who faces off and comes off the field. He also plays a number of minutes on the field himself, and that's really valuable to have. Somebody who can go out there and not only win the face-off, but play lacrosse and get it to other people that are open or shoot himself.
For Smithtown East, Nick, they played into a little bit of hard luck as we take a look at their roster, losing several games by just 1 goal. And for them, they're a team that's built from the back forward, and we're going to highlight their goalie.
Yeah, their goalie is an outstanding guy, Brendan Carroll. He happens to be somebody who lives around the corner from me, and I think they're going to play the national anthem. I'll get back to talking about Brendan in a minute.
For today's game between the Northport Tigers and the Smithtown East Bulls. Fans, at this time, please rise and wear your hats. You honor America.
We're going to step away and be back right after the national anthem.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Incredible pass. Johnson on the other end, and then a goal back for Farmingdale. Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina. You have Leonetti behind her. Matika fires, and a save by Bowden. Her 4th already. 4th in 7 minutes. And another one! Oh my, what instincts! And her minning score!
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores!
to Brendan Carroll. He's a really good goalie. He comes out a lot of times to clear the ball himself. The other day he came down the field, actually came close to having an assist for a goal. He's a very good stick handler. I had him when he was in 6th grade, and he was the best. He could not play lacrosse that year because he was too young, but he was the best goalie on the field regardless. As a manager of a junior high team in 6th grade, he was ready to go.
Just about set for the opening face-off. We'll run down our officiating crew. It's Dave Kolar, Ed Hochter, and John Perugini. Taking a look at our coaching matchup, Nick, for Northport, it's Billy Courts, who took over this year from Larry Sarasi, who's now his assistant. And for Smithtown East, of course, it is Rob Campbell.
Rob Campbell was an outstanding player at Stony Brook. He came here a couple of years ago. We've been in the final one year. We've gotten beaten Ward Melville twice in a row, beaten Comac during the season last year. But this year he's got some young kids. He lost quite a bit from last year, but they have a good face-off man, and they're ready to roll. They did some things the other day offensively where they really turned on to their attack, and we'll talk about them as the game goes on.
Northport comes into today's game with a record of 6-1 on the season. Their only loss, as Nick mentions, to Connecticut. Smithtown East is 3-3 in Suffolk County Division A, 3-5 overall after losing, as we mentioned, 3 different games, all by 1 goal.
Yeah, they played a very good Kings Park team in the opening game of the season, and Kings Park is doing very well right now. So you would think in other years that would not even be a close game, but Kings Park took them to overtime and beat them. And then Smithtown West came here. Of course, that's a rivalry, and we have Matt Schultz, who's the coach, a Brentwood kid. Not a Brentwood kid, I'm sorry, it's my high school was Brentwood. It's a Smithtown kid who also played at Stony Brook, was a great player for us, and he's doing a great job at Smithtown West. But we're looking at Smithtown East today, and let's take a look at Carroll in the goal, and 3 pretty big defensemen there with a kid by the name of Pellegrino, who's already committed to Stony Brook, and he's only a junior.
Brody Ritter is going to take the opening face-off for Smithtown East against Baumgarth, who we highlighted in our opening. Northport in the blue, yellow numbers, and Smithtown East in the home white, red trim. Ball is controlled by Northport. It's Reynolds on the far side, gets it ahead.
One thing to look at, Mike, is spacing, how well they space the field. The better spacing that you have, generally you can't double the ball. And they have some very good spacing right now.
Macklin with the ball, gives it up top. Northport willing to be a little bit patient on this first possession. That's Logan Cash, number 9. Gets it over to Elmala, one of their big scorers. Now it's Reynolds, up top Cash. He dives towards the cage, then pulls it back out.
Smithtown is either playing helping man. They're in a zone situation here. This is what they did last year in the championship game.
Jack Delaberti, low shot, goes off the post. Northport keeps possession. Northport again being patient, looking for just the right shot. El Male trying to lose his defender. Nice feed in front. Turn and fire. That shot's no good. It came from Loiacono.
Northport very patient. As I said, good spacing. Smithtown in a kind of a zone unless somebody carries the ball.
Logan Cash with the spin move. He's chased behind by Pellegrino. Now up top, El Male directs traffic.
Mike, here's where next year the clock is going to make a major difference. That ball would have been turned over already.
Delaberti, 15 goals for him so far this season. Delaberti turns and fires. He scores.
Great shot. Take a look at this.
Northport goes from the line, Jack Alberti, time to go to 5 seconds. Already 1 assist.
Delaberti's a good one. Where is he going to school?
They have not given me a school yet for him.
Okay.
Asked about him, did not get any response.
Next draw.
Baumgarth wins the faceoff, gets it ahead quickly. Good defense that time by Feeney.
Bush, Smithtown East has the ball.
Smithtown East is going to go on offense for the first time.
Very short time.
First time, short time, as they say on those
That's right.
shows.
Northport very patient.
Loiacono goes behind the cage. Has to give it up top. Northport again being deliberate on offense. Luke Loiacono, just a sophomore, but one of their key figures on offense at attack. His coach calls him dynamic. Loiacono turns and fires. That one's kicked away by Carroll.
Ball goes over to Northport. Carroll made a great save on that.
Down to 8.5 left in the first. Northport has had the ball pretty much the entire first quarter up till this point. Logan Cash gets doubled, has to give it up.
Still in the zone. They'll go out, but only so far.
El Male is picked up by Bernhardt. El Male to Cash. This time he's got Tedeschi on him. Again, Northport waiting for just the right shot. Here's Macklem. Feeds in front and not able to be controlled. Ball is loose, picked up by Macklem. Up top, El Male thought about shooting and passed it up. El Male gives it up far side to Cash. They switch spots. Cash with the spin move. Nice feed in front. Not able to be controlled by Macklem.
Northport very patient. But again, Mike, what about that shot clock next year? What would that mean? You know, it's tough playing a zone because you're really not putting a lot of pressure on the ball. It's not conducive to ground balls either.
It definitely would have changed this first quarter up till this point. Northport holding the ball, looking for just the right shot. Already up 1-0. Here's a shot. That one hit the post. It came from Reynolds.
Northport has the ball.
approaching the midway point in the first quarter. Northport has had the ball for all except about 5 seconds. Delaberti goes to work. He's ridden off the play.
He's starting to open up that zone a little bit.
Loiacono. They chase him behind the cage. Crowd getting a little impatient in front of us, wanting to see some action. Pass is not able to be controlled, but coming up with it is Cash. Cash thought about firing it up, passed it up. Again, Northport using a lot of clock here, Nick.
A lot of clock. But they're patient. They're a patient team. As long as they have possession of the ball, they're in pretty good shape. Here comes a good shot.
Delaberti turns and fires.
Great save.
Carroll makes the save. Northport still with the ball. 4.5 left in the first. Very fast-moving first quarter. Loiacono is doubled, has to give it up.
Northport's got to spread out and make those people in the zone come out a little bit, beat a single guy, and then they can get going and give it off to somebody else. But
El Male being guarded tightly.
Save by Brendan Carroll.
Brendan Carroll has the
Shot
quickest
from
hands.
Loiacono is a save by Carroll.
Carroll has quickest hands. A goalie who moves his stick first and then his body after it is much better than a person who brings his body and then the stick.
We've got a timeout. We're going to step away and be back with more action right after this. Northport up 1-0 on the Orlin and Cohen game of the week.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Minutes left in the first quarter from here at Smithtown East. Mike Trezza, Nick Schroeder, and Nick. Northport really dominating the clock here in the first.
Dominating the clock, but 1-0. So if you told me it'd be 1-0 at this point, if we were playing man-to-man, I think we'd be in real trouble.
Cabrera's now in there at midfield, showing some wheels. He backs it back out.
Looks like they're opening up the zone a little bit. Let's see.
As Cash, he's knocked off the play by Bernhardt. Delaberti, nice move. His shot went wide.
Shot went wide because the goalie took away practically the whole goal. He's so quick that you want to shoot for the other corner, but he's quick to get there, and you wind up missing a lot of times.
Northport will still retain possession. Down to 3:10 left in the first. Northport on top, 1-0 over Smithtown East. Ball goes up top to Cabrera. Good defense on him by Caracciolo. Spin move on the far side. Here's a shot. That goes wide.
Yeah, they're not taking smart shots. They have to be a little more patient and get the ball inside. Once somebody leaves the zone to play somebody, that means somebody else is going to be in a situation where they can split somebody or cut to the goal.
Tim Macklem tracks it down. He's headed to Sacred Heart to play next year. Kinahan sends him out wide. Macklem still with possession near side.
Run with him.
Macklem,
This is trouble.
a move behind the cage. Spin move by Cabrera, and Bernhardt stays with him. Up top, El Male. Nice feed in front, and Delaberti puts it home.
Nice shot. Good cut through. Got somebody to slide in there, and you got a cutter from the offside. Great play. Great play by Northport. There's the cutter, and he's there. Nobody in the middle. They were too spread out that zone that time. The man from the middle jumped out.
2 goals for Delaberti with just under 2 minutes to go. Once again, it's going to be Ritter working against Baumgart on the faceoff. Again, Baumgart comes away with it. 3 face-off wins for him.
Name of the game, face-offs, ground balls. Face-offs and ground balls.
Northport goes back on offense again. Minute and a half left in the first. They're up 2-0 over Smithtown East. Here's Cash, dodges inside. There's a save by Carroll.
Save by Bennett Carroll.
4 saves in the early going for Brendan Carroll.
Last man playing the first quarter. Last man playing.
Under a minute to go in the first. Northport still with the ball as they have been throughout. El Male puts it past Carroll.
Good play by Amalvi. Let's watch that. You know, you go to play the ball in the zone, and you give up that space, and then everybody else has to slide, and that didn't happen.
You take a look at Luca El Male again. A senior. Big goal against Ward Melville with a late goal in the fourth quarter of that game. It'll be Ritter working against Baumgart. This time Ritter is able to come away with it. Luke DiMaria behind the cage.
Cameron James, watch him, number 23.
Pecorali gives it back up. DiMaria behind the cage. First real possession for Smithtown East.
20 seconds left.
Smithtown East, crowd in front of us getting impatient. They want a shot before the quarter ends. Caracciolo sends it up top. Cameron James thought about it, backed it up, and they won't get a shot off. That's the way the first quarter is going to end. Northport on top, 3-0. We're going to step away and be back with the second quarter right after this.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
There's a nice dish, and there's a score. Will Bernie goes boom.
Incredible pass.
Eaton goes, she shoots. High! No! A goal! Eaton is eating!
Calabria ahead inside. High save again. 15 saves.
Every time Spalina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spalina to Spalina.
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores.
Hannaford. Minning. Score!
Fitzpatrick nearly slips down. He fires and he scores! There's the game winner!
Here we go.
Second quarter about to get underway from here at Smithtown East. Mike Trezor, Nick Schroeder on hand, along with our T&D crew. Nick, what can Smithtown East do early in this quarter to get themselves a couple more looks on offense?
Well, I think they have better think about defensively, freeing some people up to get ground balls because they're back in the zone. Here's a winning face-off by Ritter.
Ritter, that's the second one in a row that he's taken against Baumgarth. So this time, Smithtown East on the attack.
Cameron James, watch him. He can take people himself. Gives the ball up to a defenseman. Get that.
Ball was taken away by Vassallo and given off to Reynolds. There's a shot and a score from Giancarlo Valenti.
Not much you can do when it comes down. Nobody puts pressure on him. He winds up, takes a shot, and beats Carroll with a long pole in there.
Valenti, the defenseman, the captain of this team, usually plays against the other team's best player on attack and described by his coach as a matchup nightmare. So Baumgarth won the first few face-offs, and Ritter has taken the last couple. This time it's Baumgarth. Gets possession for Northport. Fires it up and bounces it over the cage.
You have to win the face-offs. You have to win the ground balls, and that's what Northport is doing. We've only, Smithtown East has only won one face-off. Two.
Northport back on the attack. They'll whip it around the horn. Really spread out offense this time.
Yep. If you can spread it out, it's very hard. Looks like they're playing a little man now.
Two men playing behind the cage on offense
still
for
in
the
the
Tigers. El Male. Here's Reynolds. And Reynolds scores!
Good job. Northport, very balanced, good team. Veteran team. They look as good as anybody I've seen this year.
Northport now on top 5-0. 10.5 left to go before halftime. Same two in the face-off circle again. It's Brody Ritter facing off against Baumgart. Baumgart digging really low, but Ritter comes away with it.
Gonna get a fast break goal here.
Low shot and a score. Di Maria. We just met a guy named Di Maria.
Di Maria is a very good attack kid. He's quick. He gets rid of shots quickly. He's had a couple of good games back to back here. So 5-1 the score right now. You see when you win the face-off, you can play offense. If you don't win the face-off and you don't win the ground balls, you're in trouble. So I'd have to say you have to continue to win face-offs and get ground balls and put a little more pressure on people coming down the field.
Loose ball off the face-off is controlled by Reynolds for Northport.
This is changing. It's wide open.
Northport up 5-1, 9:45 left before halftime. Northport content to be even more patient and deliberate on this possession. Had a rainy night last night, rained most of the day, but it looks like it's clearing up just a little bit.
Northport moves the ball well. Very
Cash is
patient.
doubled, gives it up. Delaberti in the corner, sends it back up top. Cash with Caracciolo on him. Cash with a dodge inside, shot goes off the mark.
They're just dominating time. They're in no hurry now with a 5-1 lead. They're going to.
Delaberti already has 2 goals. Has a spin move with Pellegrino on him. Reynolds, his shot goes wide.
People winding up and taking shots. You have to attack that and then be concerned that he doesn't take a long one, but you have to stop him then on his next move. But you can't let a kid run into you like that and just get a free shot.
Cash behind the corner, behind the goal. Caracciolo picks him up. Cash takes his time, waits for help. Now makes his move on Caracciolo.
Caracciolo doing a good job.
Loiacono. Caracciolo picks up him. Up top, El Male. Here's a shot, Delaberti. That shot's off the mark.
Goes to White.
Recovers the ball.
Braden Feeney, the defenseman, does a nice job tracking it down.
Defense is good. It's just Northport is very patient offensively. They'll throw 5-6 passes before they get a good shot, and they're not in a hurry to beat people. They're playing against the zone. They have to move the ball. They have to skip pass.
Second very short possession for Smithtown East as they turn it over pretty quickly. They're down by 4 against Northport. Northport on top of the heap in this Division I in Suffolk, Nick.
Yeah, they are, but they're not. They're not. They're right up there, but Half Hollow Hills hasn't lost the game yet.
Northport Slightly ahead of them on
Slightly
power
ahead
plays.
of them, yeah.
As Cash picked up by Scanlon. Scanlon sends him behind the cage. Tries to get it in front to a teammate. Instead, it's broken up and knocked away. Smithtown East takes over.
Carroll with the ball. Let's see what Smithtown East can do on the clear. There we
Carroll,
go.
long clear.
Cameron James is Ritter out front. Face-off man who stays on the field.
Yeah, you were telling me you'd like to see that foe go eliminated, Nick.
No, I'm not saying eliminate it. I think they have to stay in until a goal is scored or until there's a turnover, and then he can come out. But I think they should stay on the field just to win the face-off and come off. I don't think that's a good thing for the game.
Smithtown East needs a goal here. Di Maria. Good defense on him. He gives it up. Cameron James up top. Caracciolo with a spin. Thought about firing, instead passed it up. Let's see if James can track it down before it reaches the sideline.
Nope.
He does not. It goes back over to the Tigers. Northport breaking. Delaberti. Save
Great.
Carroll.
Carroll has such quick hands. Catch.
There's a spin move, Pellegrino. We've got a timeout.
Timeout for Smithtown West. There we go. Great save. Great save. Looks to get it out, but nobody's breaking. So he brings
We're
it out
going to
himself.
step away. Be back with more action right after this. Northport up 5-1 over Smithtown East.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
And it looks like they're going to push it. Oh, that is a beautiful goal. Great take and finish by Meg Kenny. Possession for Wanta. Oh, that is a beautiful feed and goal. It takes more than one player to guard. Now that is beautiful. That is an insane goal by Tess Calabria. Madison Alamos really showcasing that she can do it all. And she's going to go for another goal. Tess Calabria with the ball. She's taking it all the way. And she's going to have a goal. That's the player you want on the hash. Dave. She really is. I'm not surprised whatsoever. That is a...
Smithtown East starts back.
Ryan Bruckbauer.
Back to live action here at Smithtown East. East trails by 4 goals. Let's see if they can get the offense cranked up this time. Cameron James, the super sophomore up top, gets a pick. Fires and scores!
Cameron James is the kind of kid you can get one-on-one with people, and it's very difficult because if you give ground, he's going to rip one just like he did. Great shot. He's a terrific player. He played up here as a 9th grader last year and started for the team. Let's watch James. He's got it. They're going to screen behind him. They're going to pick behind him. He gets a step, and he's a great shooter. Great shooter. Good job. Goalie didn't have a chance. It was placed perfectly. Good job by James.
So we've seen this pattern before, Nick, from Smithtown East. They get down early, they claw their way back after being down 5-0. Di Maria scored, now Cameron James. Ball still loose at midfield. And finally, it's Kinahan who picks it up.
Kinahan's a tough kid, very tough kid. Stay on his feet.
Kinahan is worked over after possession. Let's see if we get a call there. Instead, we've got a
call without
timeout.
possession now. It'll be Smithtown East ball, but it's not a penalty because it was a loose ball. But they are.
So first penalty of the game
14
goes on Northport. So Smithtown East will be man up here.
Real important here to get a good shot, to move the ball, get the defense moving.
They take a look at Cameron James as he gets it up top to Hughes, who's now in on the man up. Caracciolo to James. Nice feed in front.
Nice
Di
save.
Maria is turned away by Napolitano. Quinn Napolitano, we haven't talked about him. Haven't had much reason to. His first save of the game. Down to 3:20 left, and Northport back on the attack. We've got a timeout. We're going to step away and be back with more action right after this. Northport up over Smithtown East 5-2.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Incredible pass. Look at Johnson on the other end. And then a goal back for Farmingdale. Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina.
You have Leonetti behind her. Batika fires and a save by Bowden. Her fourth already.
Fourth in 7 minutes. And another one!
Oh my, what instincts! And then her
Minning score!
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores! 5-2 is our score. Northport leading Smithtown East. Mike Trezor, Nick Schroeder on hand along with our T&D Sports crew. Best crew in the business. 3:19 left before halftime.
They're still in the game, Smithtown East. Northport has so many weapons and so unselfish. Very impressive team.
El Mala with possession. Being chased by Feeney. Now changes direction. They come to double him, try to get it out of his hands.
Man now. Now let's see what they can do. They're going to get some one-on-one situations here.
Again, Northport being very deliberate on the attack. Spreading out the field, looking for just the right shot. Get it up top to Logan Cash.
2:23 left in the half.
Delaberti.
Keep him outside. This guy is a good player here.
Cash ridden off the play by Bernhardt.
Yep.
There's a spin move by Reynolds. Reynolds gives it up to Cash.
Very patient offense, and I'm impressed with Northport. They handle the ball well. They're unselfish.
Almale, feed on the side of the cage. Shot gets blocked. Good defense by Smithtown East.
Good defense, great positioning by the goalie too, by Carroll.
Down to a minute and a half left in the half.
Come back from the ball. There it is.
Smithtown East has to pay it off on this possession. Caracciolo over to Cameron James. James again with possession up top.
Cole Milani in the game.
James with the spin move, thought about uncorking one, gave it up instead. Ryan Buckhauser is in there. James almost loses it, gets it back. Now towards the cage. Shot is blocked in front.
James a little more aggressive than he's been, and which is a good thing. He's an outstanding player. Young kid, came up, played as a 9th grader.
Di Maria trying to make something happen. We're down to 20 seconds left in the half. Smithtown East has to get a good shot off here, and they've got to do it quickly. Good feed in front, not able to be handled. But Milani keeps possession. He tried to find Milani in front. There's a save, Napolitano at the buzzer.
Well, you know, we talked about the zone, how Northport was controlling it, but look at the score. It's 5-2. The zone worked out, jumped out of it, went to a little man-to-man, and now they have some aggressiveness back offensively. They're getting into their attack kids and trying to really get to the cage, which is a good sign. They didn't just pack it in. It was a dominating performance by Northport in the beginning, but Smithtown East is back, and hopefully they play a good second half, and we have a good ball game the rest of the way.
Northport up 5-2. We're going to step away and be back with some halftime coverage right after this. This is the Orlin Cohen High School Lacrosse Game of the Week, brought to you by T&D Sports Video.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
There's a nice dish, and there's a score. Will Bernie goes boom.
Incredible pass.
Eaton goes, she shoots. High! No! A goal! Eaton is eating!
Calabria ahead inside. High save again. 15 saves.
Every time Spalina beats him.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spalina to Spalina.
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores.
Manafort.
Minning. Score!
Fitzpatrick nearly slips down. He fires and he scores! There's the game winner!
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Here I am at halftime with Anthony LaFieri, who writes for the Smithtown News and the Observer in Northport. So he can't lose here today. What do you think of the game in the first half, Anthony?
I think it's been a well-played game. I think Northport's offense deserves a lot of credit for its ability to control the ball. I also think Smithtown East's defense deserves a lot of credit for not giving up more, considering they've spent 85 to 90% of the first half on defense.
I was saying you can't lose here because you have you write for both schools. How do you do that? I mean, you do a terrific job for us here at Smithtown, and I'm sure the Northport people appreciate your work too. So you're working round the clock.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Schroeder. So, yeah, I write for the Smithtown News and the Northport Observer. The story for both teams will be in next week's paper. I just go about trying to find the best spots from both teams, and then I highlight them. I'm also taking photos at the same time, so I'm like a chicken without a head at this point.
Yeah, you've done a great job. You go through the whole winter. You did a great job in basketball with Smithtown West getting to the final, with Smithtown East being in the East-West game in the semifinal. Great winter season for you.
Thank you. Yeah, we try really hard at the News and the Observer. We try to get to as many schools and as many teams as possible. We put our photos, we make our stories, we post on Instagram, which the Observer has an account at the Northport Observer, and you could follow my stuff on @Trenchtagram on Instagram.
Well, they call you Trench. Tell me why they call you Trench.
Well, it's a nickname that the kids gave me when I first started as a reporter. I had this long coat, a trench coat, if you will. I wore it to a game, and it was actually at Smithtown East. They were winning. They were doing like a Yankee Stadium-like roll call, and they were getting to everybody, and they eventually got to me, and they were yelling, "Guy in trench coat." And the name stuck from there. They started calling me that, and I ran with it because it's a lot of fun. I really love being around the athletes.
The last Northport Smithtown East game was the county final last year. Give us your opinion of that one. That was two zones playing against each other.
Yeah, that was a real defensive battle. The goalies were playing out of their minds in that game. Both defenses were playing well. And Northport's veteran savvy just paid off with a little bit more in the fourth quarter at the end, and they pulled away and won.
Well, Anthony, thanks for coming up. You're going to be involved with our Smithtown Hall of Fame, and you do a great job writing and highlighting these kids. So I appreciate it, and you know I do. So
thank you so much.
Thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Take care.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Halftime here at Smithtown East, with Smithtown East trailing Northport 5-2. The good news, Nick, is that they were able to come back a little bit. The bad news for Smithtown East is that they waited until they were down 5-0 to get on the board. Delaberti got on the board for Northport twice, then El Male, Valenti, the defenseman, and then Reynolds. And then Smithtown East started getting in the act. Di Maria with one, Cameron James with one.
Yeah, when they get the ball to the attack, they're a much better team. The offensive forces are at the attack position. Di Maria and Cameron James and and a couple of the midfielders as well, but they're not getting good shots early in the game. And when they started to take it over a little bit, when the attack started to take it over, you got a defensive player missing, and they get in for a couple of scores, which is good. And this has been kind of the pattern for Smithtown East all year long. You know, they'll end the game 9-8. 11-10, you know, so sometimes it's a little too late, but they're playing lacrosse now, and I think you'll see a better second half from them.
Other than winning more face-offs, Nick, what can they do here early in the second half to give themselves a little bit of a jolt and start a little bit quicker?
Well, the one thing they can't do is like sit back, okay, and not play aggressive defense, because aggressive defense gets you ground balls and allows you to move the ball upfield and score. If you're sitting back in the zone, it's like shot after shot after shot for the opponent. So I'd like to see some different things defensively, some people getting the ball from our attack position, and that I think is the recipe for getting back into the game. Northport, though, has a tremendous talent.
Brody Ritter once again working against Baumgart. Baumgart comes away with it. Northport in the blue on the attack to start the half. It's Valenti. Cash onto the field for Northport. He has possession. Back over to El Male. El Male scored once in the first half. El Male in traffic. He scores!
Good score. Not much the goalie could do, point blank. Here comes Amale. Beats one man, draws somebody else, and shoots it himself.
Saw Tedeschi on defense, tried to pass him off to the next guy. The next guy was a little unaware. Got a whistle on that face-off, and Smithtown East gets possession.
Ritter stays in the game. And the attack hits with the ball.
Di Maria behind the cage. Played by Asher Levine. Pecorali, he's been quiet up till this point. Up top, James. Pecorali with a move. Gives it up behind the cage. Di Maria. Cameron James changes direction. Lefty shot goes high.
Cameron James has got to get the ball out front like that.
Here's Caracciolo. Gets it near side, Ritter. Di Maria fires one. Smithtown East keeps possession with Ritter.
It's almost like they're inverting their midfielders down and having their attack kids outside.
Caracciolo tries to split defenders, takes a hit. Di Maria at the X, gives it up Caracciolo. James. Got a whistle before that shot. Shot went wide anyway.
The ball movement was much better. Much better. And they're getting the ball to the attack kids.
You're right, Nick. Much more vibrant possession that time.
Good steal.
Rough play, but it's controlled by
numbers.
Kinnahan.
They have numbers. They have numbers.
Di Maria still with possession. Now comes near side. Cole Milani hands off to James. Di Maria with Levine on him.
Ritter back in the game.
Down to 8:40 left in the third. Longer possession this time for East.
Put a long pole.
James gets a pick. Nice feed inside to Milani. Couldn't handle it. Back the other way is Cash. Down to 8 minutes left in the third. Northport up by 4.
It's a pretty fast game, Mike. Not many timeouts.
Started out in clouds and drizzle. Now the sun has come out. Nick Schroeder brings the sun out with him when he comes. Hopefully for Smithtown East they can get this ball back and things will get a little sunnier for them. Cash, they send him out wide.
They're going to be very methodical now, Northport.
Cabrera's ridden off the play by Caracciolo. Cabrera still with possession, still with Caracciolo on him. El Male tried to get it inside, gets it back though after it's broken up. Under 7 minutes to go in the third, we've got a whistle. But play continues. El Male with Bernhard on him. Now Caracciolo takes over.
Northport patient. They have the lead. They're going to control it. They're going to get good shots. And here comes Jason Lambert up the steps now.
El Male gets it to Delaberti, and his shot is blocked. Northport retains possession.
You know, a guy just walked in here. He was the last guy I hired before I left. Turns out to be the guy who's now the athletic director, Jason Lambert, also a Brentwood boy, by the way. So, Jay, why don't you just take this for a couple of seconds and jump in here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me come up here. Always a pleasure to come up, be with the great folks at T&D Video, and we got a good game here.
Yeah, we have a good game. What'd you think of the zone in the first half?
I think the zone kind of slowed everything down a little bit. We kind of sat back in the zone. Northport possessed it, and I thought we did a really good job holding our ground. We basically had to play a whole quarter's worth of defense there, that first quarter. But the defense and the goalie, Brendan Cowell, did a great job answering the bell. And, hopefully we can keep chipping away here and get this game a little closer as we head to the fourth.
Okay, Jay, thanks for coming up. We've got to get back to this game. I'll talk to you in a minute again, as soon as we get another timeout here. Go ahead.
5 minutes left in the third. Northport up 6-2. Smithtown East gets possession back. Cole Milani headed to Geneseo next year. Pecorali changes direction. Di Maria thought about it, passed it up. James, lefty shot, that goes wide.
I think it's Northport ball. They're getting the ball to James a little more today. Yeah, I'm saying James is taking a lot of shots today, probably more than he's taken in the last two games. Correct?
Yeah, Cameron's doing a great job. He's got a really good lefty shot. He can really finish the ball. Love to see him dodging and getting involved in the offensive end and helping to create for his teammates as well.
There's a shot off the post.
There's nothing to stop here. Check if the device is on your home Wi-Fi network.
Back the other way is Smithtown on the break. Scanlon. Pellegrino thought about taking the shot. Gave it up Pecorali. Lost it but controls it. Di Maria. Up top, Scanlon.
Three minutes left in the third quarter.
Di Maria written off the play.
Excellent defensive play.
James with the spin move. Nice feed. Caracciolo. That shot goes high.
So, Jay, you're in your second year, correct? Second full year. How does it feel to be in charge of a program that has 2 high schools, 3 middle schools, and you're in charge of like 8,000 different things, right?
It's all I know, right? So it's all good. I'm fortunate enough to be in the district over 21 years now. So I know nothing different except for we're big. We have lots of teams, lots of programs, and it's awesome. I feel I'm spoiled. I get 2 chances, each season with every sport to have 2 teams compete. It's awesome. It's awesome to see, and I love seeing all the kids in action after school every day.
All right, Jay, thanks for coming up. We really appreciate it, and hope wish you luck the rest of the year with all the spring sports.
There's a shot and there's a score by James.
we come, right? Coming, he's going to get a slide. No, he takes a shot himself. James is a really good player. He's really going to come along. He was a kid who, as an 8th grader, people were thinking of bringing him up to the varsity. So now he's got a couple of goals. That gives him some life at 6'3". Who knows what could happen if they continue to play like this. But Northport's defense has been pretty tough, except for that one. Now Long Pole wins it.
There's a quick shot and a score by Northport. They get that one back quickly with Delaberti.
Let's take a look at it. Off the face-off. He's got to give it up. Delaberti. Bounce shot right in there. Good job. Delaberti last year had more scores, but I think this team is more balanced. Last year he was really up there in the scoring, but it doesn't matter as long as your team is winning, and he really shares the ball a lot.
Baumgarth and Ritter have been battling in the face-off circle all day. This time it's going to be Baumgarth who gets possession. Great to have Jason Lambert come up with us, Nick.
Yep.
What I really wanted to ask him was what the interview with you was like. Did you really put him through the paces?
No, actually I was out. Pat Smith replaced me, and then Jason replaced Pat Smith, but Pat Smith was the last guy I hired as a physical education teacher and a coach. I actually worked with him a couple of years at one of our middle schools.
Minute and a half left in the third. Northport back up by 4. Spin move, Delaberti. Across the field to Cash. Cash shot goes wide. Actually, it's Reynolds on the shot.
Northport well coached, hustled to every ground ball, hustled to every shot.
Delaberti with 3 on the day. Down to a minute left in the quarter. It's got to be a little frustrating, Nick. You work so hard to get a goal, and then your opponent gets it back that quickly.
Yeah. Well, they have some talent, no question. Northport is tough.
Shot from El Male hit the post. Carroll looking for control, finally gets it.
Carroll comes out a lot. Nice pass. Good job. Here's going to be a clear shot.
Bernhard thought he had a clear path, and we got a whistle. Timeout. We're going to step away. 30 seconds left in the third.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Incredible pass. Johnson on the other end. And then a goal back for Farmingdale. Double comes every time Spallina beats it.
He's got to give it up. He does to his brother, who scores.
Spallina to Spallina.
You have Leonetti behind her. Batika fires and a save by Bowden. Her 4th already.
4th in 7 minutes. And another one.
Oh my, what instincts.
And her minning score.
Gives it up, McNamara. He rips it and he scores. Half a minute left in the quarter. Smithtown East trails by 4 here at home. You and I were just talking, Nick, about how demoralizing that can be to work so hard to get that one goal and give it back up so quick.
Yeah, that's the face-off circle is critical, and they win the face-off. They come down and get possession of the ball and set up a play and score.
Di Maria is going to have to go to work quick. Cameron James looking to shake his defender. Loses one. Can't lose the second guy, down to 15 seconds. Di Maria is bumped off the play. Ball's loose. Down to 5 seconds. Northport gets it back, 2 seconds and 1. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. Our score after 3 quarters of play, Northport 7, Smithtown East 3. We'll take a quick break and be back with the fourth quarter right after this.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
How many calls does the birdie have from Northport?
7-3 Northport as we start the fourth quarter from here at Nick Schroeder Field at Smithtown East. Mike Trezor along with Nick Schroeder, our entire T&D Sports Video crew. And Nick, Smithtown East needs a quick start to this fourth quarter to get right back in.
Yeah, they really do. And the whole thing starts at the face-off circle, and if you can win a couple of those and get down there and control the ball, you might have a shot. The Northport is so unselfish. They give the ball up. They have some great movement on offense, and they get good shots regardless of how well East is playing.
Ritter's been in there
here,
battling against Baumgarth all day. That time he can't come away with it. But Smithtown East does get the turnover. They get it back to Carroll, and he clears. Ahead to Ritter.
Hold it.
Comes back to Ritter near side. Now Caracciolo.
Got a long pole on offense here.
Pecorali. Still waiting to get on the board in this game. Came into the game with 9 on the season. Caracciolo dances around, now gives it up. Sets a screen for James. Di Maria has Levine on him. Here's James towards the cage. We've got a whistle.
A little late with the call, don't you think, Mike?
Smithtown East is going to stay on attack. Di Maria turns and fires. Shot goes wide.
They
Smithtown
have
East.
long pole now. Long pole playing out there, almost denying Cameron James the ball.
Caracciolo looks for help. Now they get it up top to James. They send him out wide. Shot down low, won't go.
Ritter with the ball.
James up top. Cranks up the shot. Napolitano turns it away. Northport comes away with it with Reynolds. Reynolds long clear.
Fast break. Good fast break. The defenseman carried the ball well. Came down, hit an open man. They just missed the shot over the top. Now they have
Delaberti
possession
near
with
side.
8:46 left in the game. They have possession. They're in no hurry.
Delaberti to Cash. Down to 8.5 left in the game. Northport comfortably in front by 4. Cash backs up with possession. Caracciolo guards him. Tries to get a quick shot off. That's a save by Carroll. Here's Feeney back the other way. Feeney loses the stick. He gets roughed up from behind.
They're coming down the sideline. Let's see what happens. Beats both of them. He slams the stick out. But the ball goes over because he's playing without his stick. The ball goes over to Northport.
Northport back on offense. 7.5 left.
Northport in no hurry.
Comes near side to Reynolds. Reynolds described by his coach as smart and a glue guy. Nice dodge in front. We've got a penalty flag flying as Cabrera's roughed up on that play.
After a great save. Let's take a look at it.
Penalty's going to go on Braden Feeney of Smithtown East. He gets escorted to the box.
Now they're going to be super conservative here and try to get a goal. I think this is the first man down situation for Smithtown East. They're in no hurry.
And now we're down to 6.5 left in the game, so Northport's going to try to bleed even more clock here, up by 4 goals. Feeney, the senior, taking out a little bit of frustration on the offensive player on that one. Really lowered the boom on him, Nick.
Yeah, sure did. And you just have to be careful in there, particularly in a game like this. You don't want to lose a player. They're just going to hold on here.
I'd like to remind people in our audience we've got much more lacrosse action coming your way this season, as well as a few girls' flag football games we'll be bringing in. There's a score by Cash. Give Cash some credit.
What a line. Northport with a 5-goal lead. And patience. I'm really impressed with their patience. They move the ball. They get it from player to player. They're not looking for any one particular kid. And they're just a terrific team. I think they're as good as anybody.
Ritter has been working against Baumgarth in the face-off circle all day. He wins that one. Keeps possession. Northport now up 8-3, 5 minutes left in the game. Ball's knocked away from Ritter.
Defenseman can go. Northport has quick defensemen.
Delaberti has 3 goals on the day. He has possession and is content to just stand there with it. Reynolds now with possession. Interesting story about Reynolds told to me by the Northport coaching staff, Nick. He's determined to go to Notre Dame and walk on.
Is that right?
Shot goes wide from Delaberti. Yeah, I said kind of like a lacrosse Rudy, if you will.
Yeah.
And they said exactly like that.
Well, he's good enough to walk on at a lot of places, but I also think if he goes to a different school, he'll probably get his education paid for. So we had a kid play at Notre Dame, Brian Willits, who played there in a couple of their final game situations.
4 minutes left in the game. Northport up on Smithtown East 8-3. Northport again passing it around the perimeter.
Just the unselfishness all day long. I'm really impressed with Northport, the way they hold the ball. Now they got a one-on-one situation. Are they going to take it?
Delaberti still on the retreat, almost out to midfield. Finally, Caracciolo and also Bernhardt double teaming. They get it out of his hands. Carroll has possession, almost loses it from behind, but Caracciolo scoops it up.
defensive play.
Kinahan loses it, gets it back. Di Maria. Thought about firing, back the other way. His shot is blocked.
Really impressed with Northport. They are a terrific team. I see them going a long way. Half Hollow Hills I haven't seen. Smithtown East lost to them earlier. So I think Northport is as good as anybody I've seen. I think Northport the other day with Ward Melville handled them, and they're as good as anybody I've seen this year. They're unselfish. They're well coached at every position. Their goalie is terrific. Delaberti is terrific, and they've won the face-offs all day long. Ritter has done a good job just hanging in there with them. So, my hat's off to Northport. They're a terrific team. They are every single year, and I think they can go all the way from what I've seen this year.
I'd like to remind you, we've got exciting girls flag football action coming your way. That's this coming Monday. Special start time that day is 10 a.m. as Half Hollow Hills takes on Sachem
East.
Sachem East that day.
Yeah.
So, again, special start time because the kids have off from school. That's a 10 a.m. start. That's this coming Monday, the 22nd. I've had some fun this year, Nick, and last year with the girls flag football. It's a lot of fun.
Girls flag football is a great thing, and what I'm finding out is that a lot of kids who play soccer are also playing flag football because it's a sport that they could play in school. It's brand new, so I think you're going to see that. You're not going to see the lacrosse girl move over to football, but you are going to see people from other sports playing a second sport, and I think that's great. I think it'll really grow when they put it down to the middle school and a JV, and then you'll have a program at each of these schools. And girls football is the greatest thing that's happened for girls sports in the last 20 years.
Yeah, we had a game at Sayville last week. Their boys coach, Reed Sands, is also their girls flag football coach. He's got almost 50 girls on his squad.
Yeah, there's some good teams. I think last year a team from they had a Long Island championship last year, and I think Plainview Old Bethpage won it. And I think they're going to get a little bit of a run for their money this year.
Yeah, the Jets, as well as the Giants, but most particularly the Jets, have put a lot of support behind girls flag football, and we were able to do Plainview's regional championship game at the Jets facility against a team from upstate. That was a lot of fun. We're down to 2.5 minutes left in the game. Northport on top of Smithtown East, 8-3. Northport back with possession.
Timeout, Northport.
I think he's calling a timeout to get some kids in.
We're going to step away and be back right after this.
Not feeling the love after your last tennis match? We've got specialists for that. Running for the train, derail your knee? We've got specialists for that. Diving after that grounder, leaving you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Orlin Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
He's going to Utica to play football.
2:20 left in the fourth quarter of play. Northport jumped on top, 5-0. Smithtown East came back with a couple goals in a row from Di Maria and Cameron James. And then Northport made it 6-2. Another goal from James made it 6-3. And then Northport has scored the last two to make it 8-3.
Yeah, Northport is a class team. It's going to be interesting in the playoffs how far they go. You've got Ward Melville and, like I said, Half Hollow Hills East is the only team that has beaten Northport. And I did not see our game against, not our game, but Smithtown East game against them. So Hills is a good team, and but I think Northport is the class of what I've seen so far.
Cool, cloudy day here in Smithtown East. At least the rain dried up once this game started, which was fortunate. Empty net, scooped in by El Male.
Empty net. .210 left in the game.
Hey, take a look at El Male. As you mentioned, the senior. Big goal against Ward Melville late in that game. And a couple scores for him here today.
I'll tell you what I'm impressed with is their defensive people being able to carry the ball up the field. They've done that a few times today. But they all are excellent stick handlers and excellent passers.
Play getting physical on the near sideline. It's Reynolds who comes away with it.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get at this point as cheap shots. You want to play hard. They're trying to double it here with the goalie out.
Loiacono, they chase him into the corner. They double him. Here comes Carroll back on, but too late as they put another one in. This time, it is Macklem with his first score of the day. So I'll tell you, Dave Stemple, our resident Ranger fan, he's going to appreciate those empty net goals at the end of the game.
Right. Billy Courts, the coach, has done a great job. He took over for Larry Cerisi, who stepped away from it this year. But Larry's right there as an assistant. It's like these guys all probably could be head coaches. They really do a great job. Northport girls for years have been top of the Suffolk County playoffs and moved on to many state championships. But the boys are right there too. They've won a couple of state championships, Northport, over the years.
Play getting very physical in the middle of the field, and I think we're going to get a penalty going on Valenti of Northport.
Yeah, you don't need this at this point, you play hard, you do the best you can, but no cheap shots.
Valenti, the captain on Northport, had seen Sachem East taking a couple shots. He feels like he needed to give one back right there.
Yeah, that's probably true. Things get hot, people get frustrated. You have to keep your cool because you can only get ready for the next game if you're Smithtown East. If you're Northport, you're battling for the #1 seed in the county.
Under a minute to go in the game. Northport up 10-3. There's a shot from point-blank range. Northport gets it back. And quickly they turn it over. Down to 34 seconds. Ritter. Smithtown East would love to get one more on the board here. Good ball movement. Caracciolo thought about it, passed it up.
Down to 5 seconds. One last shot goes wide, and that's going to do it. That's the end of the game. Our final score, Northport 10, Smithtown East 3.
Northport is the class of the county that I've seen this year in this division. There's some other good teams that play in the lower divisions, but Northport, from goalie all the way out to the attack, midfielders with depth, they're really an outstanding group. And again, the coaching staff there has done a great job over the years, and I think they're on their way to a possible county championship if they can play like they played today.
Absolute pleasure having you back in the booth with us, Nick. And that's going to do it from here at Nick Schroeder Field at Smithtown East, where once again our final score is Northport 10, Smithtown East 3. Our producer, director of T&D Sports is numero uno, Tommy Bruno. Our technical director, Jamie, the Genius Burkhardt. Our camera operators, Dave, Camera One Stempel, and Christian, Kangaroo. For everyone here on our T&D Sports video crew, including my partner, Nick Schroeder, this is Mike Trezor thanking you for watching. We'll see you Monday with some girls flag football.